welcome back to the Over the Shoulder podcast, episode 28. This week, we're going over the WWE Shop Signature Series and Legacy Championships, of course, with my co host, Rob Figzing Staniloff. And who do we have on as a guest this week?
A special treat, of course. And just like every other episode that we do here at Over the Shoulder Podcast, we're really excited to have this gentleman on. Just got inducted into our Hall of Fame at Belt Addicts Anonymous. Head admin at Wrestling Revolution, doing wonders over there, definitely on his page, having great wrestlers do signing autographs. Just a heck of a guy. We're really happy to have him on here. Has a ton of belts. A brother of mine, definitely a belt brother of mine. Happy to have him. Danny Ibarra. Say hi to all the fans, Danny.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm really honored to be on here. Always fun to talk about belts and talk with some belt brothers here.
And you know what, Danny? We're really happy to have you, my friend. I mean, you're definitely a heck of a guy in this hobby, one of a close belt brother of mine. A couple guys like Max and I in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. You're down in California. You're definitely at the center of it all. I definitely know down there, but happy to definitely have you on here and, talk about belts, and especially with this episode with Signature Series belts, because even at your backdrop at your store, you got a heck of a backdrop with some of these belts, man. So we're really happy to have you. Your expertise in this hobby, getting a good take from you. I think it's great, Max. I think we could just dive right into what you think.
Yeah, for sure. And I completely agree. Couldn't think of a better co-host. So let's start off with the Signature Series belt and then we'll move on to the Legacy. Now, first, let's start with the Hulk Hogan Signature Series belt. Now, this is obviously basically just the normal all-gold Winged Eagle plates, which are, they're decent. The only thing they really changed on their plates is the Hulk Hogan champion plate and the strap, of course. Very unique strap, to say the least. I'm going to be honest, I do not like this at all. To me, it looks like shit. I saw someone actually re-leather in this style, but it looked really good. Like, the stripes look like almost spray painted and it looked really good. This looks like shit, to be honest. I don't like it at all. I mean, it makes sense for Hulk, but it's just kind of lazy, especially more of the belts later on released the Signature Series. They actually try and change the plates, especially with the Undertaker belt later on we'll talk about. But this one's just subpar, in my opinion. What do you think, Rob?
I mean, all these belts came out pretty much at the same time. I mean, what did you have here? You had the Shawn Michaels belt, you had the Bret Hart belt, you had this Hulk Hogan belt. And I know, Danny, I know you have this belt. I know you're going to comment, but I mean, I really gotta say my piece on this. I think this is definitely a cash grab by WWE. I mean, I think it really is. For the price that they sell these belts up here in Canada, where it's $1 bajillion Canadian, without a sale, and then of course with the import fees. I mean, if you weren't get a sale on this, you would probably spend close to about 800 Canadian without a sale. Because right now, I think it's listed for 654 Canadian without any duties or tax and shipping and all that crap. Anyways, I really think that, there are a lot of similarities with this belt. I mean, if you look at the WWE Winged Eagle that they have on shop, there's similarities with that. There absolutely is. Now, the details on the belt, on each of these belts, I know we'll talk about it. With respect to this, at least they got the banner right. I mean, on the Shawn Michaels one, we'll talk about what the banner says. But, with respect to the design, it exactly looks like a Winged Eagle. It exactly looks like a WWE Winged Eagle. If you love Hulk Hogan, it's really nice. It's really cool to get it. Re-leathering it, okay, maybe. But tell you the truth, we'll talk about the Bret one. The straps, they're fucking stiff as a fucking cardboard. I really got to tell you, and I don't know how yours is, Danny, but with respect to the tip, really cool Hulkamania running wild. That shade of red, though, I think it's different than the one that is actually sold. Because I looked at yours, Danny, and you can comment on it. But it's an okay belt. Anyways, Danny, what do you think?
I do actually like the belt. My biggest issue is the plates. I think that he just kind of got lazy. Like, I don't like the plates. They're pancake, like flat of the board. It's a wrong shade of gold, in my opinion. Like, the plates is just like the biggest issue. I like the strap. I think kind of for what they were going for. I think the strap kind of fits the Hogan, era, and it's like the Hogan fan base where they're gonna say, okay, that's a Hogan belt. Just like I said, just like the biggest issue is just like the plates to me. I think they could have done a little bit better, curve the plate or something. If you didn't want to spend any money or didn't want to wait for the dual plated version, then at least try to do something with the plates, because I think, for like you said, for the kind of money they were charging, they should have went a little more detailed into it.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. I mean, with the amount that they are charging, they're charging an arm and a leg, and especially for us folks up here in Canada, where the exchange rate is awesome. By the way, it's just it's a hell of a thing. And then it's also, I'm sorry, but I mean, and I'm gonna fucking rant here, but anyways, with respect to the plate thickness, and I was actually looking at this when we kind of in the backstage here, and I was just looking at my Brett one, and I mean, they say plate thickness 0.28 inches, but they're saying then plate thickness and width on each of the plates are like 8.94 inches by like 9.98. I'm sorry, but the detail is a little bit misleading with respect to this belt. It is a little bit, and especially with the bars. I mean, I get it. You know, it's not a real winged eagle with the bars not being attached. I mean, you're going to get that on the shop belts, but I mean, you know, for young collectors though, and I mean, for people that are just getting in the hobby, this is a really huge selling feature for them because why? It looks pretty. It looks pretty. Why don't I just go get the belt because it looks pretty? They don't know anything really about this. But anyways, is it a solid belt? It's not bad. I mean, I know it doesn't do wonders for you, Max. And I mean, I'll tell you why I got the Brett one. But anyways, but it's still okay. But they shouldn't be charging what they do.
Yeah, it's for my opinion, the price just for a strap, it doesn't make sense. I mean, the plates are basically the same. If you're paying that much just for like the Hulk Hogan champion plate, I guess if you really want it, but the plates are subpar. Bars aren't attached. It's not like they can't do it. They showed they can do it with the new dual plated winged eagle. They can do a good winged eagle. They just didn't really try. But moving on to another belt they didn't really try on is a Shawn Michaels Signature Series. Same thing. I just really don't. I mean, they changed the main plate a bit. I guess they changed the text, but the strap, it's not doing it for me. I hate that strap. I get why if you're a huge HBK fan, I guess, but like it just doesn't look good in my opinion. I just would not hang this belt on my wall. I just don't like it. And for the price, it just seems ridiculous. Rob, what do you think?
Max, it's still the same fucking thing that we're talking about here with the same design. And I mean, the only difference now, to be honest, with this belt, this was I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, and you guys can drop it in the comments, but I think that when they started releasing these, this I think was number one that was released. This was the first one of this line that came out with the winged eagle, and they started on this little route that they were heading on. But that main plate, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, not wrestling champion, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. So you could have a world heavyweight Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, not a world heavyweight champion. So what do you guys want? Do you guys want a big ass fat Shawn Michaels, or do you want the actual world heavyweight champion? So is it still a solid belt? I would not get this. My wife probably would. She loves Shawn Michaels. We've had that little talk. She told Bret Hart himself when we met him that Shawn was her favorite wrestler. So this would probably end up for my wife. But anyways, Danny, what do you think?
I love the Signature Series lineup, but this is my least favorite. I just kind of think it was a poorly made strap. I don't know. I just don't like it. I mean, like you were saying, like the details on the plates and the strap design, I just wasn't a fan of it. And I have like all of them, especially here at the shop, and that's my least favorite one. And I'm a huge Shawn Michaels fan, and like I said, it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, and I agree. But I mean, and you guys can say your take on it, but I mean, do you guys agree? It's stupid to have Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels in a banner.
Yeah, it does not make sense at all. Like the Hogan kind of makes sense because he had that on the first Winged Eagle, but World Heavyweight Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels is just lazy. They're like, where does this text fit? Here, okay, let's just throw it on there. Just I don't get it.
No.
It's just stupid. But at least the plates are different, I guess.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Bret Hart Signature Series, I think this one's a bit better. That is because I do like Bret Hart a bit more. But that being said, I'm not a huge fan of them just changing the straps. I mean, I get why they're doing it. I understand there's an audience for that. But for me personally, as someone who likes to get a bunch of re-leathers, it just doesn't it's not something I'm attracted to. I just would not want to get a belt like this. Like most of these Signature Series, not really, because I mean I want to get most of my belts reloaded, especially shop belts. So this doesn't interest me too much. But I do like the pink trim going around. I think that looks really cool with the black contrast. It's not bad. I mean, like it's not too much, but you can tell it's a Bret Hart belt. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. It's like I'm indifferent, honestly. I wouldn't get it, but I don't hate it. What do you think, Rob?
Well, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a massive Bret Hart fan. I've met the guy 3 times. I absolutely love him. I've got a fucking shrine for him, like literally a shrine for him. And I'm actually going to be reaching out to get some more of my belts signed. I'm actually supposed to be getting a WWF Winged Eagle Black. So that I'm going to be having definitely signed, and a bunch of other belts. But I knew I had to have this belt because this is actually one of the other belts that I'm going to have signed. Now, it's a shop belt, okay? My middle name is Figures Inc., okay? I understand that. But with respect to this belt, I knew I had to have it because I know that I can get Bret to sign it. And why? Well, fine. It's exactly the same design as the other Signature Series belts. It is. But as you said, Max, I love that pink trim that goes around the belt. I love that. I love as well that pink belt bag that it's come. I even got the belt bag hung. Absolutely love pink. He makes it just look really good. Now, I mean, I'll show off this belt, but like, I mean, this is the belt. I mean, it looks exactly like this. Danny, you probably have it, but
Yeah.
I do absolutely love it. I do. Now, let's talk about leather, okay? This fucking thing. I mean, seriously, this is just like absolute cardboard in the making. I got to tell you, and of course, I have to bring these guys up. United Belt Brothers. Do you think that you can make this belt better? No. You'll probably actually, I think what you'll probably say is if you try to make this belt, you'll spell heart wrong. You won't spell it HRT. You'll spell it HEART. Why? Because you guys have no fucking heart. That's why. You guys should die. You guys don't belong in this hobby. We all don't like you. Go fuck yourselves. And that's that. That's that. And maybe, hopefully, you'll spell Brett right and get it right. But anyways, it's an okay belt. It is. It's fucking flimsy though. Danny, what do you think?
Actually, out of all of them, and I'm a Brett fan, but not like as big as you. But I actually think it's the best looking Wing Eagle out of all of them. Like as far as the Signature Series goes, I think they did a great job. Like on the design of the strap, not the quality of the strap, but the design on the strap. I think it fits Brett well. I think it represents Brett's legacy, which I like. Again, the plates is the only thing that really bugs me besides the stiff strap, but um, the design was good. I think if they were to come out with like a newer, updated version, maybe with like a softer strap, like the way they've been doing lately, and update the plates a little bit, I think it would be an excellent belt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree. I mean, and I think we talk about the straps because I mean it's the main thing we can talk about. But I think we gotta just focus on like the actual design because we know most shop belts are gonna be so stiff, like it's ridiculous, but ridiculously stiff. So I mean, for what it is, it's not bad. If I had to pick a Signature Series Winged Eagle, it probably would be this one. But that being said, I'm not gonna get it these anytime soon.
No,
Moving on to the Undertaker Winged Eagle. This one's. I love. Let me say this first. I love the plates. I really do. I think it's so cool how they actually tried on this belt with the silver plates, the purple paint. I love the side plates. Love the main plate. Bar should be attached, but I love the gold tip or the silver tip. The strap though, what the fuck is that shape? Like,
I don't.
if they did that same design, but like on a normally shaped strap, I'd love this belt. I'd be all over it. But the shape of the strap, I just can't get over it. It's so unnatural. And from behind, it looks ridiculous. It looks like a fucking bat. It looks so weird. I don't know if you guys watched the Stone Cold, his podcast, and he had Undertaker on there, and he actually showed him the belt. Even Undertaker was like, what the fuck is this? He held it, he was looking at it. He was surprised. Because like the shape of the strap is so abnormal. It doesn't make sense. Like the design, I love it. It screams Undertaker. I love the silver plates. I love the purple paint. But the shape, why did they do this? I don't understand. Honestly, I would get this. I would get it just for the plates and get it re-leathered. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, well, I'm with you, man. And we've talked about crap belts of the week, and we have, and I mean, we talked about those cuts, those famous cuts, how you're taking a fucking nosedive off of the main plate and going down to the side plate. Here, it actually feels like you're taking it off of the side plate, that outermost side plate, and going down the strap. Um, it, it is cool. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, it is cool. I think I mean, the gimmick and everything, and I think what they were trying to achieve, I think they definitely did with this belt. It absolutely is. Would I get it? No. I mean, I am an Undertaker fan. I'm glad that they got the wrestling banner right. I think they realized they fucked it up with Shawn Michaels, and then they didn't do it again. The tip is cool. I think the tip is cool. It's like king. It's got a king there.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. The snap boxes, how they're at border, like there's a border going around them, really cool with the Taker. I love the purple. I love that. I wouldn't get the belt. I mean, I've got other belts that I'm going to be getting, but yeah, like I wouldn't get that belt. Danny, what do you think, man?
This is probably like the ugliest design belt that they came out with. There's only one other ugly one that's uglier than this one, and we'll get to that one in a little bit. But it has a similar cut. You guys know which one I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just think that they went kind of overkill on this one. I think, like you said, the plates were good. They kind of did a lot of stuff that was right on this belt, but just the strap, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if there was somebody in creative, um, in the WWE headquarters. I thought that this was a great design, but I don't really think so.
Yeah,
I agree. It's just a weird shape. The shape's so abnormal. I can't get over it. But it's okay. I like the plates though.
Yeah.
Move on to this belt. I think this one was one of the most I wouldn't say influential, but it made a lot of people turn heads because the other belts people just kind of swept them under the rug, like, yeah, whatever, Signature Series cash grab, who cares? This belt though, it was the first belt where they actually had new plates, which is really interesting to see how they released this one before the one on the black strap, which is really smart on their part because a bunch of people bought this one just to get it re-leathered.
Yeah.
And which is, I mean, good for them. But I love this one. I honestly do. Plates, we've talked about it before. Wonderful plates. I know Rob's gonna mention the paint or not actual paint on the plates, which is an issue on some of the belts. But if we're looking past that, it's a fucking wonderful replica. Beautiful plates, the Eddie Guerrero nameplate. I love the strap. I really do. And it has good meaning behind it. I mean, it has the same trunks when he won the title. It looks really good. The backing looks amazing. If I had to get a Signature Series, it would be this. I've been tempted a few times to get this belt specifically because I love everything about it. Huge Eddie fan. Love this belt. I think they really hit the mark on this belt. What do you think, Rob?
I absolutely agree. And remember when this came out, there was a whole big thing because the Undisputed V2 or the V2 that they had wasn't released. They only had it's exactly it. But everybody was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm just going to get a re-leather because fuck that strap, and I'm going to take the plates and I'm going to re-leather it." So everybody ended up spending the $600 or $700 Canadian on this belt, and then a couple weeks later, the Undisputed V2 was released by Shop. And I mean, I do like the strap. I do. An ex-co-host, Mike Morano, actually unboxed this, and I mean, I know I've been hitting on him hard, but Mike, you did hit the nail on this one. Like, it was pretty good. I saw Paul Martin actually do a review on this belt as well, how he took all the plates off, and I believe that's not actually a black border. Like, you take off the main plate and it's all black underneath. So, I mean, could they have been a little bit better on that? They could have. I love the backing, how it was. I love the backing. The backing is unique. It really, really is. The curve on the belt is cool. The nameplate actually is consistent with that nameplate.
Yeah.
And it is on the Undisputed V2 on the other one. Latino Heat. I mean, yeah, I see a lot of unboxings with this belt. I mean, I love Eddie. I mean, I do. It was great. Like, he was absolutely amazing. It's a solid Signature Series. It is. I get a lot more. I get a lot of other belts though, Max. Definitely before I would get this one, but still a solid replica. Danny, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you and Max. I think where they really stepped it up is just like you were saying. They released the plates. Everybody was super excited to get those thicker plates because before that was just a figure ink, 2 millimeter plates. And when they stepped up with these massive thick plates, that really kind of just did everybody in just to want to go ahead and order it. And like you guys were saying, like a lot of guys were just buying the belt just to go ahead and get it re-leathered, which was a smart part on WWE because they sold a bunch of them. And like a month later, they released the black version. So I like them anyways. So I got both the black version and the Eddie version. Um, I think they did a good job with representing Eddie on this belt, and like I said, it's a solid belt. I'm very happy that they stepped it up versus what they were doing with the Wing Eagle, where it was just like using the same plates on multiple signature series just because they got lazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I can comment and on the Undisputed V2 Black with the paint. It's not really paint, and that's the big thing where other belt collectors will go and clean the belt, and then all the fucking paint will just come off of it. WWE Shop has to stop cutting fucking corners with that shit. I mean, a little bit. Now, the one thing that I forgot to mention is the McMahon, the crest. It's a lot better detail on this belt and the V2, the black one, than the actual Figures Inc. one. Again, thicker plates too, a little bit more pronounced. Like you can actually see all the writing on it. Definitely, I mean, that eagle is a little bit more pronounced too. It's still, like I said, solid replica. But again, for what I'm going for, I probably wouldn't have it. So, but anyways.
Yeah, I'd probably get this belt. I love it. One thing I do want to say though is Eddie actually held the V4, not the V2.
Yeah, the V4. Yeah.
Let me just whatever. Let's just ignore that.
Right.
Brush it under the rug. It's a beautiful belt. Now this belt is it's interesting. I remember Rob when this came out. I actually gave you, I think the day of or the day later, after this belt came out, I gave you the Winged Eagle for you to get signed by Bret Hart. And we talked about this belt, and it was such a unique belt. I don't know. At first, I kind of liked it, and then I hated it, and now I'm indifferent. I don't know. It's almost like a roller coaster. The plates I like. I love like the black paint all over the plates because I mean I've talked about it before. I'm not a huge fan of the oval IC, especially the WWE with the Intercontinental Champion all crammed into that one banner. But the black paint, it's so cool. Strap though looks like dog shit in my opinion. I hate those like ribbits. I don't even know what they are. I hate that. I do like the ninth wonder in the world and the China on the other side. I think that's cool. But like the ribbits just look so out of place. I don't like those. I like the plates though. All black looks really cool. The WWE logo is kind of weird though because it's kind of just like blending in there. It kind of gets like almost hidden. I feel like if they painted the swoosh in red, it would pop out more, or white or something. But other than that, it's not bad. I wouldn't get it. I mean, I'm not a huge oval IC fan. Strap I don't like, so yeah, it's okay. What do you think, Rob?
I think they're just trying too fucking hard with this, like trying to get more money off of us. I'm sorry, but we've reviewed the Intercontinental Championship and we reviewed this version and we don't like it. And I mean, I am going to actually shit on this fucking belt right now. I really am. The only thing I like, there's actually two things that I like about it. I do agree with you, Max, with the ninth wonder of the world and the China, that logo. That is cool. Okay. I also like the fact that I don't own it. That's another thing that I like. With respect to this belt, though, you're absolutely right. With that logo blending in, you don't even know what the hell's going on with that main plate. The writing is inconsistent, and maybe this is on the actual WWE Intercontinental Championship, but World Wrestling Entertainment is a different font, and then the Intercontinental Champion is a different font too. You've got that going on, and then China's a different font. I just find that there's inconsistencies, and then you've got like little pebbles. You got little fucking pebbles like going around. Like, I mean, is there tooling? No. Is there clamshell? No. It's just fucking stitch. Like, it's like but. That's what it is. I mean, again, I was like, okay, are they done yet? Are they fucking done yet? Because they keep going with the same charade with respect to this belt. I mean, I did like China. I did. I mean, you know what? She was cool. It was really cool. I know what they were trying to get at here, and I know they can't go WWF, but again, that logo, you can't see it. And if you do see it, it's way out in the middle of fucking nowhere in that globe. Again, and then Intercontinental Champion, again, you and I talked about, Max, how the Intercontinental Championship, this version, we don't feel that a nameplate belongs on this belt. And I get it what they're trying to do with the Signature Series. I get it, but I wouldn't own this belt. And I'm not saying to anybody that my opinion is, and our opinions, if we should own this belt, if it's stopping you from getting this belt, don't let it stop you guys. If you like this belt, go for it. We've been belt collecting for long periods of time. We know what the details are. That's how we feel. But anyways, sorry to rant. Danny, what do you think?
First of all, I want to say that I'm really not a fan of the OYC belt, but when I first seen this belt being dropped, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, really good looking belt. I mean, honestly, it looks better in person. So I don't know if any of you guys actually had this belt or seen it in person. They kind of went with a lot of details onto it. First of all, the stones are Swarovski crystals. The strap is really detailed, like the little rivets that were going around it. Right. It doesn't look good in picture, but it looks really good in person. If you actually see the detail, kind of gives it like almost like 3D version of the way the belt should look like. I just think that overall, it's a good looking belt. My wife doesn't even like belts as much as I do, and that's pretty much one of her favorite ones, just because of the way it stands out. So, like I said, I understand like what you guys are saying. I agree with a lot of the points of what you guys are saying, but honestly, I actually think they actually stepped it up on this one versus some of the laziness they were doing with the other Signature Series belts.
And sorry to cut you off, Rob, but one thing I do appreciate is they actually tried something different. I mean, they kept doing with the Winged Eagles, different strap, basically same plates. They actually tried on this, which is pretty cool. Changed the plates, and we're going to talk about different IC, which I really, really love. But one like weird thing I noticed is if you look at the left side of the strap, you see like the outline where a gold tip would be. Why is there no outline on the right side? Like, why is it just blank?
Almost like
I'm so confused. Like, it's just like things like that where I'm like, okay, you guys, it's almost there, but then like that little detail where it's like it hits me, and like the OCD in me, it's like that nitpick. I don't know. Rob,
how's the backing on it? Because I've never seen the backing. Like, how's the backing?
The backing, it's all like I'm trying to remember. It has like all China like in the backing, like it looks really like detailed. So the only other thing that I wanted to mention before I forget is that considering how they treated China for so many years in WWE, I'm actually like very proud that they actually kind of went above and beyond. Besides, like I was saying, like they were pretty lazy with their Signature Series belts up until this point, and when they did this one, it was like a specially designed belt for her. So I kind of think like they at least honored her in that way, at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Now moving on to the next belt. This is the Mankind Big Eagle. I don't like this belt. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't like this belt at all. First of all, I don't like the Big Eagle from the shop just to begin with, because I think it's just like, I think they picked like the worst version of the Big Eagle. I understand why it's the Attitude Era, but it's like we talked about in the previous episode. With Ryan, I don't like the scratch logo Big Eagle at all. Well, not at all, but this version specifically. I think the shop replica's not very good. Flat ass plate. The two side plates are decent, but there's no nugget texturing, which I miss. And then that's it. They missed the two outer side plates. They decided to put some leather on there. And the straps going around, it just looks so weird. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I don't like it at all. It just seems like they had some spare plates. They just threw them on a random strap. I'm like, okay, that's enough. Have a nice day. What do you think, Rob?
I know what they were trying to do here. I get it. We all know what they were trying to do here. And I mean, I am going to mention a gentleman who was actually a part of one of our episodes for the women's episode, Balor Fan 85. Actually, WWE sent him this belt to review. Victoria and him did review this belt. It was a good review. It was. I'm not a fan of this belt. And when we talked about it on the previous episode, I don't like this version of the belt. I really don't. I don't know. It feels like they were just trying to put something on. And I mean, with respect to those straps that go around the plate, that's just really weird. The tip is kind of cool. Have a nice day. Okay, we get what it is. But I mean, if I'm not going to own like the actual black one like this, I mean, why would I own this one? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And then it's a 2x5 female snap box. But I believe that the WWF, and I know they can't go WWF, but I believe that the female snapbox was a 2x6. I believe on those versions of the belt, there is some inconsistencies. It's flat as a fucking pancake. It looks like that. Danny, what do you think, man?
Again, kind of going back to their laziness. I agree with you guys. I don't like the black version of this belt, so it's kind of hard to like this one. But I do see what they're going with, and I think that this design is not as bad as some of the other ones I've seen. Yeah, like I said, I do like the belt bag. The belt bag was pretty cool. The Taco belt bag. I do like the belt tip. And kind of what Max was saying. I mean, they have like the brown straps going around the main plate, but they didn't even finish it off with the two side plates. I mean, if you're gonna do that, at least do it on all of them. I mean, but another poor attempt, I guess. For them just trying to like cut corners, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lazy. I mean, I don't think that Balor Fan 85 feels this way, but I mean, he got a belt from these guys to review, fine. But in the back of my head, I'd be like, what the fuck are you trying to do here? I mean, with this thing, and I got to review this on my channel? Ugh, brutal. Thank God they're giving them a better one to review. Anyways, if we want to get this thing off the screen.
Yeah, no, it's not, unfortunately, it doesn't get any better. It looks like WWE Shop cannot do a good Big Eagle, especially not Signature Series, because the next one is
even worse. I know what you're
complete dog shit. This is a Triple H Signature Series. Like, I don't even know what to say. This is I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. When I first saw this belt, I genuinely thought like, oh, April came soon. No, they were serious. This is still in the shop, and they're actually selling this. People bought this belt, and I have no words. The strap is absolutely horrendous. They didn't do anything to the plate, so it's the same shit plates. And then the fucking ridiculous strap. God, Rob, I still don't even. Rob, what do you think?
The 25th anniversary of the King of the Kings. I mean, this is exactly what they're trying to do here. I absolutely agree with you. I thought this was a fucking joke when they released this. And they have the audacity to charge you even more for this belt just because of these stupid wings that are on this belt. I think it's absolute crap. I mean, and they're still selling this. And there are rookie belt collectors and new belt collectors that are actually buying this crap. And on Belt Addicts Anonymous, we do have this belt that is offered in the winner's choice. I mean, if you want to take it, go for it. I'm sorry, but I think it's just stupid. It's a cash grab. I really do. They just tried. Triple H is a hell of a wrestler. He was a hell of a wrestler. I mean, you guys didn't do him proud on this belt. And I mean, I think if he were to look at it, he'd be like, what the fuck is this? Pretty much. This doesn't display who I am. But anyways, Danny, what do you think?
So yeah, this was the other belt that I was talking about, like the second ugliest Signature Series belt. I'm a huge Triple H fan, and when I first seen it, I usually buy belts right away, through the WWE shop as soon as something is released.
Yeah.
And it took me I think a month or two to even want to buy it. And I ended up buying it. I said, well, maybe it looks better in person. I mean, maybe it's gonna shock me because some stuff like on the WWE shop, they take really bad pictures. They're crap. And I kind of thought, well, maybe it just looks better in person. And when I seen it in person, it made me even hate it even more. And you would think that because Triple H is the COO of the company, that he would have some say over the design. I don't think that Triple H would look at that belt and say, it's a good looking belt. Yeah, my stamp of approval. So either they just kind of override him like the way they have been with the NXT stuff, or I don't know what it was, but it just looks horrible.
Yeah, and the worst part is Triple H is into belts. I don't know if you guys know that, but he's actually into belts. If you see his office, he has like a bunch of old belts, and he's spoken several times how he's actually like into belt designs. And I know it must hurt having a belt dedicated to you look this fucking ugly. I know if somehow, some way, Triple, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. Condolences, as this is your belt. But it doesn't get any better somehow. Let's move on to the John Cena Signature Series WWE Spinner.
Fuck me.
Good God, I hate this. I mean, the spinner. I don't hate the belt. I don't hate the spinner belt. I know a lot of people hate the spinner belt. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna hate on the spinner belt this episode. I'm gonna hate on that fucking ugly strap. Orange strap. They picked the worst color for like orange and the black outline, whatever. The stupid camel back. Because of the camel backing, it looks so bad. It looks like shit. It makes the gold look bad with the orange. Horrible contrast. I hate this belt, Rob.
Oh man, I'm with you. I fucking hate this belt too. The orange is maybe the only. I like orange. I mean, I do, and I'm not hating on the spinner belt either. Okay, I don't own the versions of the spinner. I actually sold it. I own the U.S. spinner Rare V2, and then I own the Figs Rated R. So I do like spinners. I mean, I do. This one, no, I don't like it. Again, a cash grab. A cash grab, with that stupid thing that's going around, like it's a look. You see the borders around the plates, like they're absolutely ridiculous. They absolutely are. And I'm going to comment, okay? And I hope he's fucking watching this. An ex-admin that used to be on Belt Addicts Anonymous who actually won this. And you know who you fucking are, okay? You know who you are because you absolutely love to do half shipping or half shipping is fair or some bullshit like that. I mean, you have this in your collection. It's a fucking travesty. It really is. I know what you're trying to do, but I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I wouldn't own this belt. I wouldn't own this belt. It's absolutely horrible, Max. Like, I mean, like it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't do anything for me.
Only thing it does for me is enrage me.
Oh man, does it ever? I know what they're trying to do. Danny, you probably own this. I'm sorry if I took a big fucking shit on it. What do you think of the belt?
I do own it, but just I own it just because I have it here at the shop. But at the same time too, it's, and I know you guys don't like it, but it's not that bad. I mean, I kind of think for John Cena and all the, like The Rock says, all the Fruity Pebble colors that he has. I mean, I think it kind of blends in, especially when he had those camouflage shorts. And it's not the best design, but it's not the worst. I mean, we got to be thankful that it doesn't look like that Triple H Big Eagle or the Undertaker belt. But it's not that bad. I mean, like I get what you're saying. It's not the first belt or the fifth belt or eighth belt you want to get on your collection, but it's not horrible.
No, and I mean, I do see a lot of new belt collectors when this came out that they did buy this belt. They charge an arm and a leg for it. They really do. I mean, I'd rather own the regular black WWE spinner. At least it's black. It's actually pretty good. I know it's got the two WWE champion side plates, not the Mun Knit Raw.
At least they could have done that. If they did that, then it's like, okay, fine.
They could have. They could have. I mean, they got the John Cena nameplate, whoop-de. But I mean, it wouldn't be the first belt I would like run after. I'd be like on sale. I'm like, oh fuck, Max, look, it's on sale. I'm going for it. No, I wouldn't be doing that. Sorry, but again, our opinions, guys. You see, Danny's got an opinion.
If you like it,
totally
go ahead, enjoy the belt.
Go for it.
But in the next belt, I actually do really like, and I see a lot of people hating on this belt. I love it though. It's the Razor Ramon IC. Absolutely love it. I know a lot of people are hating on it because it's a classic belt. You don't really see people changing the colors on this. I love that purple globe, that black behind the block logo. I know it's not the WWF block logo, they can't, but it looks fucking good with that black going behind it. The two black like stripes on those like bars on the side almost. It's not bad. I don't mind it, but it kind of looks weird with banners, especially the stars on the top. But I can look past that. The side plate looks decent. The strap looks fucking cool. I like the black outline going around. Love this belt, and I love how it has like the toothpick holders. Perfect detail. I think this represents Razor Ramon perfectly. I love this belt. What do you think, Rob?
Absolutely.
Well, for Signature Series. Let me say that. For Signature Series, I love it.
And you know what? I was like, okay, you know what? Now we're talking here. Like this is pretty good. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, the Legends logo on some of these belts. I mean, you see them; they look really bland. And I mean, I know that they can't put any color to them, but at least like there's a black backing kind of to that Legends logo. Like it actually pops. It really does. And then that globe really pops as well. Not the same color as the strap, which is totally fine. Still gives it a nice pop. I think they really did this proud. The strap is unique. It really is. I don't know how the backing is. I really haven't looked at it, but I'm sure the backing is amazing. I've seen this belt numerous times, a few people, and I think there was even actually guys on your wrestling Facebook belt group, Danny, that actually got this signed by Scott Hall. So, I mean, absolutely, you know what? I would probably even think about getting it, but again, I've got other belts that I would get, but it's still a strong signature series belt, and the bag is cool. Did I mention about the belt bag? The belt bag is really cool for some of these SIG series. Really cool belt. You know, the black border around the main plate, okay. Still solid. It's a solid belt. Danny, what do you think?
No, I definitely agree with both of you guys. So, my personal opinion, I think that the classic block logo IC plates are probably the best plates that the shop has to offer, especially before all the new updated stuff that they started having, like with the dual plated wing eagle and all that stuff. If you were going to get a belt and it's going to be one of your first belts, I would recommend, the classic block logo IC. And I didn't know like tampering with it would make it any better or worse, but when I seen this belt in person, like I do like the detail, like the purple, globe, and like you were saying, the black outline on the Legends logo. That's really cool, and I think they have a lot of detail on this belt. The strap is nice looking. Belt bag is good. I think they did a good, presentation, for a Razor mount. So I like it. I would definitely recommend this belt to anybody.
And solid belt. And I mean, we talked, Max, about even when we were talking about your big eagle belt, how the globe was a different color than the actual block logo. And I think having the globe a different color than the actual strap really does this thing justice, more pop. And we talk about pop with respect to these belts. A solid belt. I think they really did a really good job with this. And I agree with you, Danny. Those block logo plates on the Intercontinentals, they're great. They're great plates. I mean, I've got a few, that look absolutely amazing. So, but anyways, Max.
Yeah, I love this belt. Moving on to the Divas, the Bella Twins Divas Signature Series. I'll be honest, I don't hate this belt.
Yeah.
I mean, for Signature Series, I don't mind. And this may be controversial, but I think speaking on just the plates, I like the plates on the Signature Series better than the normal Divas. 100%. I think it looks better than the normal Divas. The red stones, the black stones, the paint. I like it way more than the original Divas. Strap is whatever. I would prefer like a plain black, but I get why they're doing that. The whole, like almost like their attire and their colors. It's not bad. You can see a bit like it's not bad. Like the one side it's almost like Brie with the plaid, and the other side it's almost like Nikki with the more simplistic colors. I like it. It fits them perfectly. Are they the first person I'd pick to be a Signature Series? No. I also don't know why they were in the Hall of Fame, but that's not my choice. But it's not bad. What do you think, Rob?
I actually like both versions. I got to be honest. I really like both versions. I like the old version because of the pink. That's really cool. The rhinestones, I really like that. I like the contrast with the white and the pink. Sorry, I'm just looking at actually mine, just kind of commenting on it. I like that the contrast between the pink and the white with the Divas are really cool. I do like this version too. I know what they were going for. Just a kind of a unique version with the red, just with Bellas, and I totally agree with you with the different uniforms on the left and on the right representing each Bella twin. And I mean, I don't know if I agree with you, Max. I mean, I think they do belong in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they're really big with the evolution. I mean, absolutely those two. If I were to pick a favorite, though, I mean, out of those two, I don't know, is Brie a better wrestler? I don't know. I really like Nikki. Nikki was I found a lot better, but I know what they were going for, those two. I mean, solid individuals. They definitely belong in the Hall of Fame. I like both versions of the belt. Would I pay the extra like 300 Canadian for the Signature Series? Probably not. Probably not, because I would have other belts that I would like to get. Danny, what do you think?
I think the belt looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I like the pink one too, the original one. I think this one really made the belt look a lot better. I love the strap. I just love all the detail on the belt. This is one of the belts I actually have not owned, which is really rare for me to say. But it's just because I have so many belts, it's just like really hard for me to want to jump onto another one. I mean, especially when I don't really have the room. But if I were to buy another belt at the shop, this would probably be one that I would want to own, just because, kind of like what you were saying, Rob. Like, I'm not the hugest Bella Twin fan, but I am a fan. I think they did uh, contribute a lot to the women's evolution, and I think they should get credit. And I know they get a lot of flack because you know, one slip was John Cena, and the other one was with Daniel Bryan, but they still contributed. And I think if it wasn't for them, uh, the women's basically evolution wouldn't even be where it's at right now.
No, no, no. And they're 100% good people, those two, and they do a lot.
Sure.
They absolutely do. They're one of the top, I believe, when people were trying to get autograph signings, I believe that they were pretty much the top for the women's at the time, those two that were doing it. I mean, they're I mean, I've never met them. I know that they're good girls. I really do. I think, you know what? I think they deserve a tribute belt like this. I mean, I really do. I think they did really, really well with this.
Nice. Let's move on to big goals.
I do want to say one other thing. No, I just want to say one other thing since Rob mentioned, like, I didn't meet them just because when I went to WrestleMania 35, I had so much stuff that I was doing that weekend, but I did pay $300 to meet them. I just had to give it to one of my friends just because I didn't have time to go during WrestleMania weekend. But I definitely paid to see them, and I would definitely, if I had this belt, I would definitely get them to sign it for sure.
Oh yeah, this would be a perfect belt to get signed, one on each side. It'd be cool. Yeah, let's move on to the big golds. Let's start off with Ric Flair's. This is, I don't know. It's their first, to my knowledge, dual-plated big gold, or their Chrome Rhine. I'm so confused by this belt. So I don't know if are they trying to do like a Chrome Rhine main plate? Because if so, why is it so weird? Because if you're going for the Crumb Rhine, the floral pattern, it should be dual plated in between the floral pattern, not just random around the stone holders and the nameplate and the text and the grapplers and the globe. It should be around the floral pattern. If they're not going for the Crumb Rhine, what the hell is this belt? I don't get the main plate. Doesn't make sense. Nameplate itself looks great. The main plate, though, just doesn't make sense. I don't know what they're trying to go for. It's kind of like a mashup of the WCW Big Gold, but then also like the late WCW, the cast version that they used, but also dual-plated, but weirdly dual-plated. I don't understand. The side plates are cool, though. I love how it shows when he won each belt and who he beat. I believe that's what it says. I can't read that small because I'm blind. But I love the strap. It's not bad. The color's nice. A lot of text on it. I wouldn't get this just because the main plate. I hate that main plate. What do you think, Rob?
And it doesn't seem like there's any tooling with it. I mean, there's just like, it looks like just bolts going around. At least they actually finished this one, Max, not like the other one where we were talking about. They actually went around the whole thing. A 2x8 female snap box with a 2x8 male snap box. I know what they're trying to do. I know with respect to it. I'll mention him, a fellow admin on Beldags Anonymous, Casey, actually unboxed this thing. And I think, Max, quote me if I'm wrong, he decided he put it on a black strap after. And to tell you the truth, it actually looked better on a black strap than it did on this thing. Yeah, it did. I mean, I 100% agree. I think they were trying to model the Crumb Ride a little bit here. Side plates are kind of cool. At least they actually have something on there. I mean, it's an okay belt. I wouldn't try to, dodge, obstacles, try to own this thing. I mean, I wouldn't. It's okay. Danny, what do you think? See there?
Bit of a delay, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, I was cutting out a little bit.
That's okay.
It's not horrible. I don't know if I like it or I hate it. The strap is okay. Kind of what Max was saying. Like the main plate is just looks like a little off. It was just like almost like they're wanted to go like that crumb rind dual plated look, but they just cheaped out on it. Um, but I do like the side plates. I definitely like the side plates. Showing every time that he won the belt. I think that's pretty cool. Kind of like what you guys were saying. If it was on a black strap, I think it looks like 1,000 times better. Um, I'm lucky the belt's always on sale. Like I know you guys pay a lot more in Canada, but usually this is always on sale for like $349. So USD. So it's not that bad. If you bought it on the sale price, um, it wouldn't be a bad buy. But if you pay full price what they're asking for $100,
Is it there?
I would.
Just cut off for a second. I think
Cut off for a second.
technical difficulties.
Were you guys able to hear?
Yeah,
What I was
I think
saying,
for the
or
most part, it cut out for a little bit. But so
oh,
sorry, Danny. You said it goes on sale for how much in USD?
349 USD.
That's not bad actually.
Okay, all right. And then you don't.
So
Of
if you
course,
bought
you
it
don't
for that price,
Yeah.
yeah, if you bought it for that price, it wouldn't be bad. But if you paid $500
Oh no.
USD, I would pass on it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sorry, Max. Do they still have these listed? With the whole thing that happened with Rick. I mean,
I
he's still
no.
listed on the site, or did
I
they
don't
take
think
it
so.
down? Because
Let me check quickly. I don't think so though.
yeah, so these are now rare
Yeah, no.
because they probably took them off because of what happened.
Yeah, they're not on there.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So
Well,
I mean,
if you have one,
if you have
you
one,
got a
go.
rare belt.
Yeah, it'll be a rare belt, just like the Fiend belt.
God.
Anyways,
No, let's move on to another big gold,
yeah.
and that is the NWA big gold, NWO big gold. Sorry, with the NWO for life on the strap. It's the same big gold that they have in the shop that I don't really like. The 4mm, flat as a pancake, boring strap. But then it's like the NWO in the back. It's fine. I like the main plate with the spray paint on it. Of course, looks pretty good. But the strap itself, a little boring, bit lackluster. And for the price, I wouldn't pay that much extra just for that little bit of paint on the strap. It's okay. What do you think, Rob?
This was one of the newer, like the more older ones that came out.
Mhm.
There are a couple things that I like about it. I agree with you with the NWO spray and paint. I really do. I actually don't mind the strap. It is kind of cool with the NWO for life, and then the little like lightning bolts. That's really cool. I really like the belt bag. I mean, fuck. I think if I just had the belt bag, I mean, I think I would be happy because it's really cool to have his face like right on there, on that belt bag. Again? Would I step over hoops to go get it? No. I mean, again, all of these are. I'm sorry. WWE Shop's doing their job. They're getting it's a cash grab. I mean, good job. And especially for the Canadians, you're going to get more money because we're going to pay the currency on it, the exchange rate, and everything else that goes with it. So, but anyways, Danny, what do you think?
I actually really do like this belt. I like the nameplate. It has that nice engraving to it. It's not like the cheap nameplates that they usually put on those belts. I like the strap just because it kind of represents like the Hogan tights that he used to wear back in WCW when he first turned like heel, whatever. So I definitely like the strap. Belt bag is amazing, like you said. Has a nice feel to it, and that Hogan face right on it. It kind of almost looks like 3D the way the colors are. It looks like it just pops. But then again, like over here, it's always on sale for $349.99 USD here in the States. So it's a lot different from what you guys will pay. But it's a solid belt for sure.
That's not bad, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if you like NWO, if you're a big NWO fan, I think it's definitely a nice belt to pick up.
yeah. Now, one thing though, Max. Sorry. Do they still have? They have this version, I know. Do they still have the other version that's not a signature series that is NWO spray painted? Because I mean, what exactly are you guys paying? You're paying an extra a few amounts of money more to buy the strap and the bag. I mean, if I was already at that stage, I'd probably just go for the 6 series and just get the signature series. I mean, that's it. I mean, you're talking to a guy that, like I said, I offered 2,300 US for a belt, for a shop belt, and got declined. But I mean, I would just probably just go all out. That's kind of how I am. So, but I don't know if they still have that, the original one.
I
don't think they do.
I don't think so. Actually, I'm not seeing it on the shop. So it might only have this version, unless I don't see
they sold the one.
Oh no.
Oh, do they? Do they have?
They do.
Okay.
It's right now. It's on sale for $427 Canadian. And then the signature series version.
I think there's like $100 sale they're having right now.
It's $537 more.
Yeah,
it's 537 Canadian. So pretty big difference just for that strap.
Yeah, pretty much.
So same plates, just a strap in the belt bag. The belt bag is fucking cool though.
I love Max,
that belt bag.
I love the belt
amazing.
bag. I mean, it's
really looking at it now with this blue smoke coming on the sides. Really cool.
That's cool.
And don't forget the nameplate. The nameplate's a really nice nameplate.
The nameplate.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Any of you guys? The nameplate?
I've never actually seen this belt in person, but the nameplate.
Oh, is it like the classic, like the almost smooth engraved?
Yeah.
It's super like engraved. So like.
Is he still there?
There's like a deep etching that goes into it on that nameplate. I would easily pay like $50-$60 just for the nameplate itself, just how detailed the name.
No.
Yeah, and what's nice about it's the exact same nameplate they used during this period too, because of course it was the Crumb Ride and it was that smooth, almost like smooth looking, like flat nameplate, which is the same one on here, which is really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's look at the Wolf Pack version. I like the plates. I absolutely hate the strap. That wolf looks fucking stupid. Like, why is there a wolf on my strap? I'm sorry, anyone who's watching. Danny, I'm sure you own this one. But I hate this. I hate the wolf. Like the plates, I love it. Honestly, I kind of like the red version more than the black version with the red on the nameplate. I think that's really cool. But the fucking strap, why is there a wolf just like staring me down on that strap? Fucking stupid wolf. Other than the wolf, I don't mind the strap, the red strap, decent. But that wolf, I can't get past it. It looks stupid as hell. I would get it reloaded probably just for the plates. What do you think, Rob?
But it's for design. It's a wolf. It's a wolf pack. It's for design. We know exactly what they're going for. I agree with you. I think I like this one better. It is kind of cool. And we were talking about I think off camera on one of the episodes, and we were talking with Casey and Brandon that the rarities of the Figures Inc. line to own the red NWO and the black NWO back on those versions would be an amazing thing. I know what they were trying to do. I actually don't mind it. I actually don't mind the wolf. It's cool. It really is. And I mean, okay, are there inconsistencies? I don't even think there are. I think it's really cool. And the pictures, like we talk about pictures of being not great. I think they really did a really good job with this. I don't know. I don't know how the belt bag is. I don't. I like it. I really do. Would I own it? No, because I would. My middle name is Figures Inc. I mean, I'm sorry. I'd be going for Figures Inc. Anyways, Danny, what do you think?
I don't stock this belt for only one reason only. I've seen this belt plenty of times in person when people take it to get it autographed or whatever, and the strap tends to peel off. Like the artwork on it starts to peel off. And for that reason alone, I wouldn't want to carry it at my shop, just because I wouldn't want a customer to complain, say, the strap is falling apart. Unless a customer really, really wanted it, I would order it for them, but I will just, basically just disclose that. I say, the strap is not going to hold up, over time. And I've already seen at least, probably I want to say about 4 or 5 of them already peel off.
Danny, can you comment for our viewers what tends to peel off? Is it the wolf or is it just...
Yeah, it's pretty much like around the wolf area, and Pretty much, yeah. On that side, that where I've seen most of the damage come from. Not necessarily on the other side, but where the wolf is at, where it says NWO, is where I see it
Yeah,
start to peel off, and it's really horrible. I seen one guy paid Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to sign it, and it was peeling off, and I felt bad because you know having Scott Hall and Kevin Nash signing, they charge a pretty good amount for them to sign the belt just to have it peel off. I mean, especially with the money you pay for that belt,
that sucks. And looking at the shop,
not even stock
and
it.
you, yeah, no, looking at the shop pictures right now up close, and if I look at that wolf, you can actually see a bit of bubbles. So if you guys are watching right now, go in the shop right now and look at the up close pictures of that strap. You can see actually a bit of bubbling under the wolf.
Wow,
So
and I mean, I like the design, but I mean, again, what are you guys doing at WWE Shop? You guys are cutting fucking corners and expecting us to be paying $400, $500, $600, and whatever.
667 Canadian.
Holy shit, man! Like, I mean, to have it peeled off, man, I'd fucking be choked. Would you be? Would you be Mad Max?
I'd
I
be
would.
so pissed.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely
Travis.
one I wouldn't recommend picking up just because of that issue itself.
Wow, I
So
didn't realize that, man.
yeah, no, had no idea about that
Yeah.
issue. But let's move on to the legacy collector's belts. These ones are very unique, and honestly, most of them I think are really cool. Um, I think WWE tries really hard in these, and the first one is the Undertaker one. Um, I I love this. I really do.
Mm.
I think it's really really cool. I love the casket it comes in. I love that strap, like that velvet strap, purple backing. The plates look fucking phenomenal. I love this belt. If I had to pick one up, it would probably be this one or the last one, which we'll talk about later. But I really do love this. I love the urn, like almost like a property plate, but it's with like names on there.
Mhm.
Love this belt. What do you think, Rob?
I absolutely 100% agree with you. This belt, now we're talking here. This belt, and for the reason why it was listed at the price that it was listed at, absolutely incredible. Balor Fan 85 got two of them. And he got two of them. And I think he had them signed by Undertaker, too. An incredible belt. It absolutely is. I love the way it comes in that casket. I love the plates. These pictures actually don't do it justice because I watched the
No.
reviews. A lot more shine to each of the plates. That purple really stands out. I love what they were trying to do here. I absolutely do. They're rare. They absolutely are. These rare belts. A great belt, no doubt. Would I have one? Maybe, but it's still. It is up there. It is up there with respect to one of my favorites. Danny, what do you think?
I absolutely love legacy belts. This is kind of like the one series that they don't really cheap out on. I
Hmm.
mean, I've had pretty much all the legacy belts, and like I said, I just love the way this one looks. I think they did under right on this one versus what they did with the Winged Eagle. The casket is a nice touch to it. The whole design on that belt is just grade A in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and they
Hmm.
really did a really good job on it. I mean, and then on the tip, they've got that the number. I think it was only 500, right? Released for these, I think it was,
Or
or how many was it? 1,000 released? I don't
I
know.
think it was 1,000 or
Was it
500.
1,000? I don't know, but they have the number that you get really
Mm.
close to it. So, yeah, all good
It's
though.
cool. It's on like the back of the gold tip too, which is fucking awesome.
Really cool stuff. So,
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Really cool touch. Um, Next is the Stone Cold one, and this is the one that I don't really like. I mean, the main plate's not bad, but like the side plates, if you can call it that.
side plate.
Um, I don't know. I just don't really like the side plates thing. Like, I don't really like the main plate's fucking awesome though. It's a big skull popping out, almost reminds you of the Terminator with the red eyes and the stones in the eyes. Looks really, really cool. Side plates, I guess, not really doing it for me. Kind
Wow.
of a weird strap, kind of a weird shape. Really cool case, and it comes with the skull. I think it's awesome. So yeah, limited to 500. So I think the other one's also 500. Really cool. Also individually numbered. It's not bad. It makes sense for Austin. I kind of wish they would have released like the silver, smoking skull, but maybe one day. What do you think, Rob?
I think it's cool. I really do. Mike Morano, I know we don't talk much about him, but I know he's got this belt, and he really showed it off in one of the episodes. One side plate, I believe. The leather is really flexible, though. Really cool. The backing is really cool, too. I like what they did on the main plate. I love those eyes. I love that skull, how it protrudes out. Stone Cold. Love that. Love that they have Austin on the one side of the strap, and then they've got, I don't know if it says Stone Cold. I don't know. But these were limited, absolutely. Another fellow belt brother, Brian Gill, showed me this over a Facebook Messenger. It was kind of cool to see. Skull's really cool to have. It comes in a really big fucking box because of that case. I remember because Balor Fan 85, again, I'm going to shout out to him. He reviewed this as well. It's a great belt. It is. Again, would I own it? Probably not. But again, still, just as I don't own it doesn't mean that you guys shouldn't own it. But it's still a nice belt. Okay, Danny, what do you think?
So I'm gonna have to kind of disagree with you guys a little bit. I think this is the best belt that WWE has made, hands down.
Ooh.
And I know you guys probably won't agree with me on this, but the detail on this belt, from everything, from the case that it comes into, to the skull, to the strap, everything is definitely worth $1,000. I think this is one of those belts, the best legacy belt ever. I'm not even joking around. And believe me, guys, I'm a huge fan of the classic, belts and all that stuff. But if you were to pick up a legacy belt, this will be the belt to get. I mean, honestly, the detail on the craftsmanship, the strap, the case, everything is grade A. You guys will change your mind if you guys see it in person. I promise you that. This is one of those belts you have to see in person. Otherwise, you guys won't appreciate it as much.
And it's probably rare, right, Danny? Because I mean, they're only limited to 500, and then to get these, I mean, I've seen them on Bell Talk. I've seen them go for sale, I think, for $850, $950 US, down a little bit by $1,000. But I mean, I know, and I totally agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't own it, but I'd probably like it if I saw it up. If I was holding the belt, it would probably really feel good, right around my shoulder, just smooth as a baby's ass, we'll call it, just going around there. But I 100% agree that, the legacy titles, they really did hit them home. They really did. But I mean, I know, and I know you collect also Figures Inc. You've done that too. But I mean, if I had $1,000, I'd probably go after and I mean just myself. I mean, I'm a rare belt collector. I go after a really rare Figures Inc. belt. Not saying that I would, maybe I would own this, maybe in the future. I think my mind would probably change if I saw it in person. You're absolutely right, though.
Yeah, and if anyone's watching currently, it's still on the shop.
Oh,
so if you still want to get it, it's still in the shop right now.
How is that possible, though? Are they naming them 501 out of 500? I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's still in the shop right now.
How is that possible?
And it says only 500 individually numbered, so I guess they haven't sold them out yet.
But fuck, guys, how is that possible? Have they
still there if you guys want
it? These? Come on. No way.
Maybe it's not a very popular belt. I mean, Danny, you're the first person that I've seen that really, truly, you and Mike, actually love this belt. So maybe it's not a very popular opinion, but it's still in the shop if you guys want a chance at it. Rob, it is.
I just think that it's the price tag, though. Yeah, that's my thing, because there's a lot of awesome belts, especially with all the new releases that they're doing, and they're always on sale too. So you could buy 3 belts for the price of just this one belt. So I think that's the route that people tend to go. I mean, who's going to drop $1,000?
Well, and also, to be fair, Mike, I remember he dropped $1,137 US. Max, what is that in Canadian dollars, bro?
Like a house.
Like a house, there you go. It's $1 bajillion. But maybe it is. You're right, Danny. Maybe it is the price tag because
Canadian, it's $1,335.
Oh man, dude! And the box that comes in and the import fees. Can you imagine
the duties on that? Holy shit!
Holy shit! No, but I wonder why though. Maybe that is And because it's been out for a while, this belt has been out for a while. It's not like it's brand new. So I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe it's not at, maybe it is 500 release, but maybe they're deciding to go 502 out of 500. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Another belt that's still in the shop right now is the Macho Man Legacy title, and this one's not bad. If I had to rank them, I'll rank them later on since there's only four of them. This one's not bad. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's like decent. It's like middle of the pack for me. I do like the plates. I love the side plates. The main plate's a bit boring. I love the case that it comes in, the glasses, the bandana. It's pretty cool. Strap's really cool. Just that main plate's kind of bland with just the 3 stars and the big Macho Man. I feel like they could have done a lot more than just black paint on the main plate, especially with those side plates that are nice and detailed. But it's not bad. What do you think, Rob?
I've seen it up close because I know a guy here locally that is a rare bell collector. And now, not saying that this is rare, this is not limited, but I think it's okay. I find it a little bit plain. I really do. If I were to compare it to the Stone Cold belt or the Undertaker belt, it's not my favorite. I know that case, it's shut. It's like sunglasses. I got to be honest, and I'll mention him. And I mean, you guys, of course, know Colin Sauve had this belt, and he didn't like it. And I know that he told me, and he ended up trading it to the guy that lives here locally because I talked to the guy. The guy had a 2012 Figures Inc. WWF Classic tag and traded him 1-for-1 for this belt. Decided to trade the Rarity Figures Inc. for this belt. What the fuck? I mean, give me a break. I would not have done that trade. I wouldn't have, not for this belt. And I agree with you, Max. The main plate looks weird. I mean, with the 3 stars, Macho Man. I get it that they're going for the golden era with that logo. They can't do the block logo. I get it. I find that the side plates, I mean, it really fucking close together. Like there is no space. We talk about how spacing maybe, a little bit. You got some cool sunglasses. I don't know what there is. What does that come on the right?
It's a bandana.
Bandana. Okay. All right. How much is this belt listed for? What? Like $1,000?
Same price, yeah.
$800? $1,000?
$1,000, yeah. Same price as the Stone Cold.
Now, I'm sorry, I know we're going to go to you, Danny, but like, do you agree though the trade that this guy did, a 1-for-1 trade? Give me a break. Like a 2012 Figures Inc. WWF tag, no way. Danny, what do you think?
Well, first I think it's priced at $850, if I'm not mistaken, Max. I like everything besides the belt.
U.S.
So I like the case that it came in. I like the bandana. Yeah, I like the whole packaging of it. I grew up in the 80s, and Macho Man was my favorite over Hogan and everybody else. I just don't like the belt design. I think I know what they were trying to do because, Macho Man, he won the Intercontinental belt, and they're trying to do something similar to it. I just don't like the design, to be honest with you. But I do like the case that it comes in, the bandana, everything else. I do like, but yeah, I wouldn't buy it, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, with the import fees, Max, I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a bandana for sunglasses. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, no. I would spend $1,000 for this next belt, though. And I know some people don't really like this belt, and I didn't really love it too much until I saw a review, an unboxing of it, and I fell in love with it when I saw it. That is the Ric Flair Legacy belt, and fuck, what a belt! Like, this is just quick disclaimer, this is the thumbnail for Wick, so shout out to Wick for this beautiful picture. Because I couldn't find any high quality pictures of this because WWE Shop did take it off pretty quickly because of the scandal with Ric Flair. So it's a pretty rare, really rare belt now because a few people that bought it did receive it, but if you didn't buy it then, chances are it's pretty hard to find. I love the case, the diamond case, fucking beautiful. Comes with that robe. Oh god, that robe. I would love to buy that robe itself, just by itself. That belt, I love that belt. In pictures, it looked fine. I didn't really care for it, but then when I saw the unboxing of it, man, it looked beautiful. And I believe there's 16 stones on the main plate, which is perfect. I mean, of course, 16 world titles. I love it. I love the strap. I love like the cream colored strap, like in the inside part and the blue outline. I love it. I really do love it. The gold, the black paint, Nature Boy. Love the shape. This is probably this one or the Undertaker, my favorite legacy belt. I think I'm probably gonna go like Ric Flair, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Macho Man. But it's a tie between the Undertaker and Ric Flair. I really do love this belt. What do you think, Rob?
I gotta be honest, when I first saw it, I hated it. But
Yeah.
when I did watch Wick unbox it, and then I watched actually another Belt Addicts Anonymous Hall of Famer. Her name is Stacy. She's actually going to go in. She actually snatched this too. And then there's also another Belt Addicts Anonymous Hall of Famer, Stephanie, who also has this with the robe and everything. As I grown and as I seen it more with the unboxings, I'm with you, Max. I actually started to like it. I really did. I love that diamond case. I love that main plate. It just stands out really, really well. I love the robe. I love the backing because they did talk about the backing. The backing is really unique on this belt. One of my favorites, absolutely, is if I were to decide to go with legacy titles, to maybe I try to snatch this just because I love collecting rare shit, rare belts. That's another side name I should have, is rare. This is now more rare just because of what happened with Ric Flair. Good luck getting it. For the people who got it, consider yourselves lucky. For the people who got it as well, they probably won't sell this because they know now it's really rare. I mean, the robe, though. I mean, I can imagine, walking around my house with the robe. And you know how Roman Reigns says, acknowledge me? Fuck, acknowledge me with this shit. I mean, absolutely crazy with that robe. I mean, I just even walk outside with it. Too bad it's too fucking cold here in Canada. But anyways, Danny, what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of those belts I haven't seen in person, but I have friends that actually got the belt. They weren't even sure if they were going to get it when they ordered it, just because of what happened with the whole Ric Flair situation.
Yeah.
And then they just ended up getting it, in the mail. I'm actually supposed to meet one of my friends that owns it here locally, and I'm supposed to meet him up next week. So I'm going to see this belt in person. But from the pictures I see, it's a beautiful belt. Like I said, the robe is really nice too. He did send me a picture. He actually unboxed it and he was showing me. He put the robe on, so it does look pretty cool. I definitely think that whoever got this belt is very lucky, and this belt will become very rare, very fast.
Extremely. And I think, Danny, if we were to talk about ultra rare, because I think it is, it's going to be up there with the women's evolution belt. I think that is how rare this thing is going to be. I really do. You can't really find too many of the women's evolution belt. I think this is going to be in the same category, and people are going to be trying to get this. So would I own it? Probably because it's rare, yeah, but I think it looks phenomenal. Wick did an absolute amazing unboxing of this thing, Max. I mean, and he is a member of our page, and he's actually going to the Belt Addicts Anonymous Hall of Fame. I'm not going to mention his name, but you can definitely check out Wick Belts. Hell of a belt collector, no doubt. Great YouTuber. Go check him out. So
For sure. And unfortunately, this is the last belt tonight. So it does bring us to the end of the podcast. So, Danny, thank you so much for coming on. But before that, usually we do something at the end. I think I forgot what we do. So, Rob, can you remind us what we usually do at the end of the episode?
Of course, but what we should do, Max, is we should mention the episode that we are going to be doing next week. We don't know who the co-host will be, but we can mention what we are doing. What are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going over the complete ECW line. That includes the tag team titles, television, world titles, all the titles, the history behind them, and the replicas. So it'll be a really, really interesting video. And we are going to have guest co-host on there, which will be announced later this week. So
Absolutely.
Look out for that on Belt Addicts Anonymous.
Absolutely. And before we do this, we want to give a shout out to a few people here. We want to give a shout out to KLFan93. We want to give a shout out to Snaps and Straps for Brandon Douglas. We want to give a shout out to Belt Addicts Anonymous, our main page. We also want to give a shout out to Wrestling Revolution, of course, Danny Ibarra's Facebook group, a hell of a belt group. great belt group for collecting licensed belts. Danny does amazing work over there. I want to say before how we end this episode, Danny, appreciate you, brother. I mean, really happy that you agreed to come on here to our little podcast to definitely, be on this episode. We hope to have you back, sir. Definitely, you're a pioneer in this hobby. A great guy, no doubt. How we end this episode, though, is that we just take a belt, put it over our shoulder. I don't know if you guys have one near you, but you guys can try.
I think I have a little belt near me.
It doesn't have to be really anything here.
You guys did catch me off guard, but I do have a belt just because, like I was saying, remodeling my shop, but I am going to bring this belt out because it's one of my favorites.
Perfect. Max, just say the belt that you got over your shoulder.
Got a My Own Belts AEW World Title.
Yeah, and funny though about that, at least Max actually got his belt for the guy who just went down. Anyways, we don't want to mention that guy's name, but I am holding the Bret Hart Signature Series belt over my shoulder. I mean, of course, really good for the episode. Danny, what are you holding over your shoulder?
I got the WWE Shop Classic block logo IC, yellow IC, Ultimate Warrior. Signed by the Miz, actually.
Oh wow! That's a nice belt, man. Love the plates on that belt. Really nice, thick plates. Max, do you want to wrap this up with a bow?
For sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out last week's episode when I went over the Big Eagle with Ryan Richards. Make sure to check out next week's episode when we go over the ECW championships. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.